Welcome to Kevjet, the podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Cuttrow. I'm thrilled that you've joined me for my first ever episode of my podcast journey. I have been so excited to work on this project and share it with the world. I hope you'll join me each week as I introduce you to new guests, have new conversations, and ask all the right questions. I'm thrilled to introduce you all to my very first guests, the Golden Girls. This group of dynamic women came into my life over 10 years ago while I was out on a random night in Soho. That chance encounter changed not only my life, but all 5 of our lives for the better. People will tell you, nobody talks to one another in London, but we are living proof that that's false, and we have the friendship story to back it up. Choosing the right guests for episode 1 was really difficult. I chose to lead with guests who've been highlighted recently in a podcast I was a guest on myself, The Canadian Love Map, hosted by Canadian television royalty Nancy Reagan. Ladies and gentlemen, meet the Golden Girls. Welcome to the exciting first episode of Kevjet, the podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Cuttrow. I'm thrilled to introduce you all to my very first guests, a group of amazing women whom I call the Golden Girls. After a chance encounter in a bustling London pub, a group of 4 quickly became a group of 5. We discussed the famous night that Kevjet met the Golden Girls.
You were the discoverer or the inventor of the Golden Girls because you decided to give us all different names.
And then that was the beginning of it all. Maureen, I think, had gone to the bar or wandered off somewhere and then bumped into you. And then brought you over to us. And that was it. That was the introduction.
Well, like the Queen said, recollections may vary.
Listen how a global pandemic couldn't even keep us from having a party.
I think the main thing to me, the most I've got out of being in this group, has been during our COVID times. I think that really got me through COVID. We had regular Zoom calls. We used to get our drinks ready. And even my neighbours, I would be in the house by myself when it was a total lockdown. And we all had Whitney Houston playing, and they could hear me next door singing along to "Oh, I Want to Dance with Somebody." And my neighbours said to me, they thought I was having a party because it was just so loud and we were so raucous, although we were all living in different parts of London at the time. It definitely got me through living alone during COVID, just having our regular meetings, and I can't thank you enough for that.
And I can't forget about the special guests who popped in during our Golden Girls chat, Nancy Reagan. I see we have a guest trying to join the group.
I wonder
who could it be? It looks like it's Nancy Reagan from Canada.
No. Oh dear.
It is such a just joy to meet you. Oh my gosh. The moment Kevin told me about you, I was like, I want to be a Golden Girl.
Is Kevjet, the podcast, really a Canadian Love Map spin-off? Stay tuned.
I have to say, I'm pretty excited because this is like Kevjet is a Canadian Love Map spin-off.
Well, what's this leading to, Kevin?
Yeah, but you call it investigative, we call it nosy. So.
It seems 5 is more than enough for a good time. That's because new research has found we only need 5 friends in our friendship group in order to be happy. Sit back and hear our story of 5, the Golden Girls.
One bar is never enough for us. Any night we go out, we always have to go on to somewhere else. We always have a great time.
Oh, do you know what, Kevin? It's an absolute honour to be part of this and to be part of your first ever Kevjet launch. And can't wish you enough luck. Best of luck.
Welcome, Gigi's, to Kevjet, the podcast.
Hi,
Thank
Kevin.
you.
Hello, lovely ladies.
Hello.
Good evening.
I have been so excited to record this episode. I've been waiting for so long. We've changed the dates several times, but we're live on the air.
Wow.
Well, we've talked about it long enough of doing something together. We didn't really talk about this, but it's fabulous. So I'm excited too.
Yeah, fame at last.
Very good. I just have to point out that we are missing Maureen from the GGs tonight. She couldn't attend the recording. She sent us a lovely text message in the GG WhatsApp group, and she supports us always. So we're sending out love to Maureen. We love you.
Love
All the
you,
best.
Maureen.
Cheers, Maureen.
Yeah. Cheers, Maureen.
Perfect. And I just have to point out she's healthy and well. She was just unable to
Absolutely.
attend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely.
She's a busy woman.
She is, as are all of us.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
I was told, I guess this wasn't part of the show, but I was told before we recorded that how long is this going to take? We're off to the pub from a couple of you girls.
Yeah, the lucky one.
Yeah. Well, we kind of get our priorities right.
Well, you may be surprised to learn that it's a pub that I walked past, Kevin, an Irish pub, just yesterday, and took a photograph of it. And they've got live music.
I know what that means.
We're going there.
Yes, that's David.
But it's actually very similar to how we all met.
Oh, wow.
Because I discovered a venue called Molly Moggs and went there and had a really fun night and said to these lovely ladies, come on, let's give it a go. And we did. And then Golden Girls then just developed from that.
Definitely. And it was epic.
Kevin from Canada.
It's been epic ever since. Why don't one of you tell us? Actually, let's go through the group and you can individually tell me what you remember from the night we met. Let's start with Sheila.
Right. Well, the pub is probably the smallest pub in London. It's absolutely so tight inside. You could barely move, but we were there having a great time. And Maureen, I think, had gone to the bar or wandered off somewhere and then bumped into you and then brought you over to us. And just that was it. That was the introduction. Really, that's the first time we clapped eyes on you, and that was the beginning of it all. And I don't know how you felt about meeting us women. I think we're quite a lively bunch when we're together. We're very fun. We like to have a good banter and joke and a good dance. So. Yeah, we're not shy and retiring when we're all together, but
that's for sure.
Neither are you, Kevin. We found out, so we fitted quite well.
Definitely,
I remember.
I do remember the meeting, and I remember once we met you, and after a few drinks in, I'm sure we ended up going on to yet another bar. One bar is never enough for us. Any night we go out, we always have to go on to somewhere else. We always have a great time.
Just like when we were out at a restaurant for a meal. It's never just a meal.
No.
Which I'm sure we'll elaborate on a bit later. But Rita, what was your recollection?
Well, like the Queen said, recollections may vary. So it is very interesting, but it's true that Sheila, I feel, was the foundation of it in that she discovered this pub. And we went along, and the tiniest little pub, but to have the tiniest pub, but to have the largest crowd, it was like an arena. Mm-hmm. And it seemed everything went smoothly in relation to getting drinks and everything else. Now, how we managed, as me and Caroline and Sheila and Maureen, managed to get the central table. This is my recollection, that we had a central table, a high table with stools, and we had that. So we were even then the center of it.
Oh, yes.
Not that any of us like center of attention, but it seemed to me, that's my recollection. Mm. And Maureen was, like Sheila said, gone to the bar or came back, and then this guy walks in with his friend, and I don't know how very quickly it happened. Maureen's talking to them. They're discovering that they're born on a different year, but on the same day. And before we know it, Kevin and his friend are in our group, and we're chatting and we're finding out different things about each other. And I don't know, Kevin, you might help me out here. Was it that night that we discovered we were actually the Golden Girls?
I don't know, to be honest. I think
What's your recollection?
it's very vague. I do remember being in the crowded pub. I remember it being very lively.
Yeah.
I remember Maureen coming up to me while I was waiting for a drink, possibly.
Yeah.
And she asked me if I was an Aquarian.
Yes, something like that. That's true.
Out of the blue. And I thought, who is this crazy woman?
Yeah.
But we shared the same birthday. So I thought,
nobody could believe that.
You must be safe. So we then I joined you at your table, and the rest is history. And I remember I probably came home after the sun had come up, because I too think we continued the party to somewhere we could dance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Can I just ask you, Kevin, when you joined the table, was there something about you now? Obviously, you didn't meet us before, you didn't know Maureen from Adam, and then to have the same birthday. Did you ask? Did Maureen say ask Breathe? Because actually, me and Maureen are cousins. We're great friends, but we're cousins from when we were very little. We're cousins from time of Dot.
Sure.
And we grew up. We went to school together. So she came over to London. But she said, Breathe will tell you. Ask her, what's my date of birth?
Yes, and you shouted her date of birth across the bar.
Oh, dear.
Which I remember she wasn't happy about, because you included the year.
That's me.
But that was proof right there. So we were meant to meet. We had a fabulous night, and I took Maureen's number, I believe. Yeah. And the next morning I text her to say, it was amazing meeting your group. We have to do it again. And I think from there, we started the Golden Girls WhatsApp chat.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. Join us each week on the Well Beyond Medicine podcast as we explore the 80% of child health impacts that occur outside the doctor's office. Listen and subscribe at nemourswellbeyond.org, where you'll hear pediatric experts, researchers, and policymakers from around the world discussing ways they are revolutionizing children's health. I'm your host, Carol Vassar. Let's go.
Let's go. Well beyond medicine.
Well, I think so. We did. But were you, I mean, even though Sheila was the discoverer of this
She definitely was.
But you were the discoverer or the inventor of the Golden Girls, because you decided to give us all different names.
Yeah.
I did, yes.
No, you gave us the names.
Pseudonames. That's what it's called.
Yeah,
Names.
pseudonames.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
But
love
you know what's funny?
Sheila wasn't keen.
Wasn't too keen on Hillary, as in Clinton. Got used to the idea now.
After 10 years.
Yeah.
It's only now, 10 years on, or even more than 10 years. I have actually just thought of that while we're sitting here looking at each other. We're called the Golden Girls, but nobody has a Golden Girls name.
Isn't that
Yeah, it's true. Out of the group.
Yeah. I mean, I feel I'm based on the older one because I wanted to be Sophie. That she's my favorite out of the American Golden Girls. So I wouldn't have minded to be called Sophie, but you named me because of my kind of personality. And I feel like it's investigative personality. So you decided to call me
Judge Judy.
After.
Yeah, but you call it investigative, we call it nosy. So.
Okay, Caroline, you see what I mean? Just
Yeah.
because she's my friend, I'll give her that.
It's true.
Because my icon is Judge Judy. I love her. So I was happy with Judge Judy. And Sheila wasn't too overly keen with Hillary.
Maybe
And
not
then,
keen, but as I say, she's grown on me.
well, you couldn't say, well, I mean, just the fact that you are gorgeous
I
and
think
Hillary Clinton's not.
It's probably who she's married to that I wasn't.
Hillary is not.
Although I have to say, I remember we were in a bar, and I don't remember which one. I think it was a Grab a Granny night. We went to a Grab a Granny dance party, and it was like it was downstairs, and it was one of the greatest nights we had. But I don't remember where we were. But I remember I told them that I had Hillary Clinton with me, and they let us jump the queue.
Oh, you're joking.
Yeah, well, you got him then, didn't you?
Well, honestly, Kev, the only way I can jump a queue now is if I flash my disability card. That's completely different.
I wasn't sure where we were going with that.
Oh, yeah.
So what made you think of giving Maureen her name? And we haven't disclosed that yet.
Well, Maureen is very similar to Bette Midler. She's very similar in appearance.
So red, gorgeous hair.
It was red hair, yeah.
And her beautiful singing, of course.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't know about Maureen singing. But
I haven't heard her sing.
I know she knows all the words of songs, like you all. I don't.
What about our adorable Carol Ann?
So, Carol, do you want to take this one?
Well, there was a mention of fucking Whoopi Goldberg, and I went, no, forget that bitch. No, I'm sorry, she's a lovely woman, but you can't compare me to her. And I'm quite happy with Oprah.
Yeah,
that'll do me nice. That'll do me fine. Thank you.
You even have the Oprah vibe tonight. Now that I'm looking
thank
at
you.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I wish I had the Oprah money.
Which one of us knows Kev's pseudonym? Well, no, we didn't really discuss it until recently, where we said that maybe it would be Molly Monks.
Yeah. We met,
You know, I don't know if that was agreed or
Which is the name of the pub we met at.
Yeah, or we could just shorten it to Molly.
And one thing that I did want to bring up is that pre-COVID, we met up a lot more frequently.
Yeah.
But Sheila was always the one who found the venue.
Yeah.
And
thanks, manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
what are talents?
I have to mention that most venues shut down after our visit.
Oh my gosh, Kevin.
I didn't see that coming, Kevin.
Oh, Kevin.
Oh my God, Kevin, that is true. We had a wonderful place where the girls got on top of the the counter.
Bar.
Somewhere in Piccadilly, was it?
We loved that. And that was the second one that failed or went down.
Exactly. And then the one we used to meet at near where you guys live, there was a pub there. That shut down. It was upstairs. That shut down not long after we had started frequenting there.
Which one was that?
It was kind of in the shopping center near where you guys live.
Yeah, up on the top, the flat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's too very good. Your recollection's good, Kevin.
I just
He
remember
said he's got a younger mind than us, hasn't he?
Oh, Kevin,
What's this leading to, Kevin? What are you saying?
It's just something I thought of. I just thought every time we found a place that we really enjoyed, we then found out it was closed down. So maybe they couldn't handle us.
Yeah.
There's a song in there somewhere. Yeah.
But everywhere we went, we just had great fun. We had great time. For us, we didn't seem to have enough time because, like Caroline said earlier, that we wanted to go from one place to the next, only because that place closed.
Yes.
We had to go on. We just didn't seem ever to have enough time, and because we really enjoyed each other's company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I find that, and this happened recently, actually. So we meet, we have a meal, we have a catch up, we have a drink, we have a dance.
We love a dance.
Sometimes one of us takes over the band's microphone and continues.
That's not me.
I wonder who that was. Yeah.
But then the next morning I was like, oh my God, we never actually had a conversation about this, and I wanted to tell them about this, and I have this in my life I wanted to share, and I think probably you guys feel the same. So we always get carried away and just have a great time, which is actually not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But what I like about the end of our evenings is they continue when we get home with the text messages. They're not get home fine.
Yeah.
And then, oh my God, what did this happen?
Yeah.
This happened.
Yeah.
We talk about the evening then in the text. So it goes on even when we've sort of all got home and maybe in our beds.
Yeah.
And then the next day, the videos come through.
Oh dear, that's the
yes.
embarrassment. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, they do, Kevin, don't they?
They
you're the
do.
video-
Lampposts.
You're
yes.
the selfie person. You're the video queen. I mean, did we mention earlier the difference in the age group?
We haven't. Do you want to bring that up?
I'm happy to bring it up. I'm not ashamed that you're like how old? Too old? What?
I'm pushing my, late 20s.
20, yeah. Okay.
I'm 43.
Drummond. 43.
I am.
Are you saying it's 3 years since you went to your 40th?
It is.
God.
It is.
Kevin.
Hmm.
That just shows you how time flies.
That really
Time
means that
flies.
we're all old enough to be Kevin's mother.
Well, let's not go
Sorry.
there. I just want to go back to, when we said we met up and how then we wanted to meet each other very soon. And then I remember shortly after that, you had a little dog called Bruno.
I did.
And you were doing this dog party, which what, a dog party. Obviously, now I have got a dog, so I get it. Not that I would do a dog party, but I'm not called Kevin. But yeah, and I went to the dog party, Bruno's party. So that was very soon after. So the fact that we were four who were friends already, and then you came into our lives, which, as we know, you can take numbers of people on a night out many times. I'm sure we all have.
Yeah,
It's not only me. No, good. Right. So, but the next day you think, oh, please hope that person doesn't pay, and all of that. But
Yeah.
you were a number that we did, want to hear from, and we did want to keep in touch with.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. What was it that you just kept it? You were the gift that kept on giving.
Yeah, no one else has come into our group like you have.
Really?
Definitely.
Isn't that
Definitely.
strange, though?
It is. Because we
It
have
is.
chats to all sorts of people on all sorts of nights.
Yeah.
When you're
Taking
there,
numbers.
but you're the only constant that's been in our group.
Yeah.
Are we allowing him in now? Do you think? Do you think he's been here long
I
enough?
was just going to say, I think I
You've
did
done
mention.
10 years initiation.
Yeah.
I did mention because
yeah.
you hear people say quite often, I want to be a Gigi. And I always say, well, we have
can.
guests. We have guests, but no new members.
That's
Oh,
right.
yes.
Exclusive.
True.
I have
That's
to
true,
say,
I love that.
Kevin, going back to what we were just talking about, the age difference,
Yes.
and there is a bit of an age difference between us, but regardless of that, it doesn't come into play because we're forever youthful and you're forever youthful. There's a balance there. But we are the Golden Girls. But sometimes it's not criticism at all, but we have been referred to from some people that as the Golden Oldies, which is a different thing altogether.
Not having
We're
that.
not the
Sorry, I'm not
Golden
having that one.
Oldies, we are the Golden Girls.
I do remember that occasion.
Do you remember that?
I do.
Where was that? I think
it was at your 40th.
It was my 40th.
I probably covered my ears.
Oh, there were certain people that were so pleased to meet us, but then just referred to us as the Golden Oldies, and we're like,
Nah, sorry.
Yeah.
They deserve the slap. Sorry.
But so what was it about you that thought, how was this? You must have taken numbers. How do you think this is? Why is it working?
I think
For
initially,
you?
initially for me, when I met all the ladies at the table, I just realized how fun you guys were, just out to have fun and like let everything go and just enjoy your time together, enjoy the moment, and just dance like nobody's watching, even though everybody in the room was watching us because we were the entertainment, but it didn't matter. And I think that's what I love about the group that we have now, because
Absolute snap.
it's such a great friendship group, but at the same time, when we're together, it's a bit like therapy. I think it, like, for me it is, because you can talk about whatever you want and you're never judged. And if you are judged, we say it to each other's faces. Like, there's no pretense. And
we have a debate about it, we discuss it and that. And not only then, it followed on from coming to your house and that, and we've been several times. But we've arranged, different evenings, days or evenings for dinner. You've come to mine, and particularly when
Don't mention mine.
particularly when I had to have my gallbladder out, and you all came to see me on
Yes.
that day.
Yeah.
You went for a drink first without me, but it was only after
me.
gallbladder removed, so I let you away with that one. Well, it was nice that you did that. So when you said earlier, Kevin, in your introduction, that we're all there for each other and in times of like that, we've been so many times. We've gone to Sheila, and we've visited Caroline.
My favorite, I have to
out
say,
of London.
my favorite bit at Sheila's house.
What was it?
And I'm going to be careful
Are you
what
going
I
to
bring
talk
up.
about this, Kev?
No, we're going there. We're going there. Come on.
Oh, I didn't know this is coming up.
Well, I wasn't going to bring that up, but I was going to bring
Listen out, listeners.
but we could, because it would be exclusive. We played Twister.
Oh,
Yeah.
Christ.
Oh my God, I got photos of that. Stop it.
I've got a sore hip
Are
from
you
that.
actually going to reveal this?
I don't think.
that was so
I think you and Breeder. Bree doesn't come into it. You and Breeder play Twister.
Oh, God. My ass was somewhere it shouldn't have been.
Oh dear. It was good. It was fun.
It is. I've seen the video recently, and it made me laugh out loud. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So things like that, how we we just moved around and it's not
normal behaviour, is it though? Come on. Is it
No,
normal
but
behaviour for people our age to be playing Twister?
But Caroline, it's not all fun and games, as you know, because
No.
health-wise, with each and every one,
Yeah.
I had the gallbladder then, and then, but it's sometimes sad in that we don't want anyone to be suffering or in pain. So that's when we come together again.
Yeah.
And through our communication, through WhatsApp and all of that, we're checking in on each other. We go and visit if we can. We don't always see each other. We'd love to do it more. And one thing that we'd love to do is go away for a weekend. We have a big fan of a cruise.
So that's one of my questions.
The cruise.
Do you guys see a Golden Girls big adventure in the future? And what does it look like for
I
you?
would love it.
Cruise,
Yes.
the cruise.
I see it, but I don't see a cruise. I'd like to start off
She will start.
not hybrid.
Not in bloody. No, not
yeah,
local.
all right,
Not on your doorstep.
Caroline.
Come on.
In the Isle of Sheppey.
Not in the famous cop. That's
in
not where we
the Isle of Sheppey. But no, I think out of London first.
Sure.
But we haven't done it yet. But we've been doing so many things, and people, everybody's health and changes that come about, moving houses, things like that. All that plays a part in where we can meet up all the time.
Well, I would love
Families.
Golden Girls Cruise because you're on the ship for 7 days, 7 nights, food all inclusive, entertainment all there. We will have a ball. You can get off the
Yeah, I
ship.
think that's a good
Want
idea,
to
Sheila.
Stay on
Definitely.
with the ship if you want. With all our aches and pains and all our different elements, I think it would be a ball.
Do you think?
I think we should record that as a documentary.
Oh, next year, mate.
Can you
Let's sort that one.
imagine
Do that.
a reality show?
A question for you, Kev. That
Oh.
when you met us and our group developed, then at some point you started to tell your friends and your friendship
His husband.
about friends, friendship about us. What was their reaction? Because as a group of women, we're a lot older, we're mothers, we're grandmothers, we're the Golden Girls. Not the Golden Olders, the Golden Girls. What was their response to that?
So the first response I get is, I want to come out on one of those nights. The second response is, I need to meet them. The third response is always, only you.
Yeah. How many other groups of girly friends have you got then? I know
Right.
you've got your work girls.
So I've got my work. I've got my work girls. So my other half obviously works in the entertainment industry. So I've got like that group as well. But you guys are like the official girls.
But no one else has got a name like the Golden Girls. No. Work girls. Doesn't really roll off the tongue, does it really? But
So on a night out, you had never come across a group like that you decided,
Not in London.
I'm going to keep in touch with them.
So the backstory kind of is I was still relatively new to London.
Yeah.
I didn't have a huge group of friends. Yeah, so it was all new to me, and so I was going out with friends, but they weren't close friends that I would open up to and share my life with.
Yeah.
They were just friends I'd go out for a night out with. So I think when I met you guys, I thought, oh gosh, these girls are so connected and have their shit together, and they just want to have a good time.
Like home?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you reminded me a lot of my friends back home in Nova Scotia, who just like to go out and have a great time.
Yeah.
Which everybody needs that in your life. But then obviously as time went on, we've become friends where we share everything in our lives with each other. And that's also become a really important part for me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because in the group that we've evolved in the WhatsApp group, I mean, it's not about, I was out last night in pictures. It's about, sometimes some of us want advice.
Yeah.
You think, what do you think? What do you think, Maureen? What do you think, Caroline?
Yeah.
What can you share with me? We're about sharing, and we really have each other's best interests at heart.
Definitely, yeah. I know for me, it's maybe family concerns, anything like that. You don't know what to do next. You're just looking for some advice from people who are in the same position as you. You've all got children and grandchildren. Sorry, not you, Kev. You're just there to stand by that. We're all there chatting together. But it's nice to get. It's just nice to have everyone to talk to and to bounce ideas off and get some advice from.
Well, and particularly with Kevin with his day job, he's been very helpful and that sort of thing. And then particularly as well with us and in our lives and families and relationships.
Yeah.
We all have something to give.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Do you know, I always find sort of quite interesting about us is that so Breda and Maureen are related. They're cousins. They're both
cousins,
Irish,
friends.
Irish, cousins, friends. Myself and Breda are friends that go way back. So we're sort of quite established. Caroline came into the mix sometime later. But definitely became very established as a very, very
a story.
Good friend.
It was indeed, yes. Breda.
So Kevin had to join a very established group.
Absolutely.
Already. Yeah. And it was like you were, like overnight, you were just one of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how you did it.
There was no growing pains.
No.
It just fitted, didn't it, like a glove, regardless of how long we had known each other already, how long our friendships had been established. Kevin come along and wham bam, that's it.
Yeah,
it's one of us. I don't know how you felt, Kev, about meeting us as we already knew each other.
That's how I felt as well. I felt that we had always known each other, and I think that's why I text the next morning and I stayed in contact because it felt like we always knew each other.
Did you get the feeling that you were going to keep in touch?
I knew that night that we were going to be friends forever.
And I feel I knew that, whoever got in touch was that you are going to be in our lives. There was no hesitancy about, I met a lunatic last night.
Yes. Times 4.
Yeah, it's harsh with him. And he's so much younger. Oh, can we be ours, Sheila? No. Well, nobody talks like that.
No, that never came
the next time was whoever you kept in touch and we were meeting up. There was never anything in doubt.
No.
I like the different perspective that Kevin gives to our relationships. We are 4 women of a certain age. Kevin's totally different, and when we speak to him we get a whole new perspective on any problems we get. He gives different types of answers. He makes us look at things in a different way, and I like that. That's what I appreciate with Kevin.
Yeah, that's so true. Absolutely.
Something like that. And of course when we do all go out and everything, I mean, we ain't looking for anybody really, but he's the only fucker with a husband,
isn't it? Yes.
No, we can't seem to yeah. So we don't mind them tagging along.
Yeah. No. And the one thing that I love about our group, and I say it time and time again, is the conversations that we have, because we all, again, because of all of our backgrounds are very different, our ages are different. we have different opinions about different things, but we're very open and honest about our own opinions.
All
And we
opinionated.
always stick to our guns, but we
Yeah.
always listen to the other person.
100%.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're all very opinionated, but we respect the differences in us.
I mean, sometimes if someone heard our conversations, they'd think, oh my gosh, it's getting fiery over there.
yeah.
But at the end of the
Wanna
night,
fall
we're all
out.
on the floor dancing and hugging and kissing, and we love each other. So
Yeah.
that's what it's about.
But it's amazing, Kevin, when we've been invited to probably your gig because of your neighborhood and how you all get on, and you do the party thing and all that. But when we arrive and we walk in, there's such a big reception for the.
We
Golden
are
Girls.
celebrities. Hey, listen.
It feels like that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think, Caroline?
I do, and I think, what is the fuss? Why are they all staring? I don't like people staring at me. The best of them.
Yeah.
What are you looking at? My back goes up. But no, they're just, I've heard so much about you. And I'm thinking, well, what?
Yeah.
You've heard about us getting drunk on a Friday night? Well, what has he told you? That's the thing we don't always know. But they're all very happy to meet us. I know that much. So it's all good.
Yeah, it feels like on that evening or whatever it is that when we turn up, they've been waiting to see, particularly people who haven't met us before.
Yeah,
definitely.
And who are these? We want to meet them, and of course, family from Canada and everything. They think, we're doing this holiday.
Your mum, let's not forget your mum.
How many times on a night have we actually FaceTimed your mother in Canada?
Yeah.
I'm here with the Golden Girls, and it's embarrassing. I'm sure she must think, oh, what's he up to now?
Yeah.
And we're walking down the street, and he's got phone there, and
I think that's my drunk trait. Anyone back in Canada, if they get a FaceTime at, I don't know, early evening for them, they know.
Kev's drunk.
Yeah. That means that's a good old evening.
An 8 o'clock call from Kev means, he's out, he's drunk.
But they're always entertained when they answer the phone.
It's lovely. It's nice. It's nice to see him. Yeah, I mean, we met your mum when she's come as well. So it's just nice not just seeing them on FaceTime. When they come over and we see them, it's lovely to meet your family as well.
And equally for Kevin to meet ours. I mean, you've met my niece and her partner, and we catch up on all the family events of each other's families, and all of us have got lots of things to share. So that happens with all of us.
Yeah. Okay, so that leads into my question. It seems odd me asking questions when we're having these conversations because it's such a normal thing for us to do, but not with leading with questions. But obviously, I have to say thank you as well to you guys for agreeing to come on and doing this, because it is a bit different to our normal FaceTime chats. But where I was going with this, actually, I'm going to step back, was a month ago, I was a guest on the Canadian Love Map, and which is a wonderful podcast in Canada, led by Nancy Reagan. And she highlighted our love relationship with the Gigi's, and that actually picked up more hype than anything else in our story. So everybody was
Sounds like a trip to Canada to me, ladies.
Everybody was interested in the Gigi's, and they loved the story, and I just knew that I had to include you guys into my podcast. So I'm also going to let you know right now, while we're doing this, you are going to be episode 1.
You're joking.
At the what?
You're going to be episode 1 for my podcast.
Episode 1.
We are episode 1.
You are.
Great. Well, that's an honor, but thank you. Yeah. Nothing I wouldn't expect from you, Kevin.
You just never know what to expect with me, do you?
No, but that's an honor. Yeah. Episode 1.
Episode 1. Here we are.
Okay. And this is all very new, very embryonic, very we're all very excited about it. For you.
I'm very excited. Thank you. Yeah. And
I mean, honestly, we've not done podcasts before. Ever, have we?
No.
Are you trying to call yourself a virgin?
Never.
There you go.
I want to start with Caroline.
Okay.
What is your favorite memory of the group? Of being of a night out? It could be just within the group. Your favorite memory, Gigi memory.
I think the main thing to me, the most I've got out of being in this group, has been during our COVID times. I think that really got me through COVID. We had regular Zoom calls. We used to get our drinks ready. And even my neighbours, I would be in the house by myself when it was a total lockdown. And we all had Whitney Houston playing, and they could hear me next door singing along to "Oh, I Want to Dance with Somebody." And my neighbours said to me, they thought I was having a party because it was just so loud and we were so raucous, although we were all living in different parts of London at the time. It definitely got me through living alone during COVID, just having our regular meetings, and I can't thank you enough for that.
Ah, that's a lovely
That's
one.
an amazing memory. That's amazing.
That's one of my favorite memories.
Ditto,
Our COVID parties.
Yeah, they were so good.
Yeah.
Even I mean, not that when we see each other, but I think I needed to see people that I knew and cared about, and we all had our drinks in our hand. We just kept topping them up, and it just got more and more raucous. And I think wasn't it that Zoom was only had you on for an hour, and then it would cut you off, and then go back on again for another hour. But I'm sure my neighbours definitely thought I was breaking COVID laws by having parties because it was so noisy in there just by myself.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
That's one of my favorite memories. Definitely.
That's such a great one. Yeah. I can echo that actually.
Yeah, definitely.
But I guess being a woman of a certain age, it's more recent memories. So I liked it when we all met up recently. We tried out this new bar restaurant, Brazilian it happened to be, and you all come from various. Caroline, you come all the way down from Southend. It's an easy journey, easier for me. I live in Islington and Breeder and Morin, and Kevin, you came as well. And I just remember that night because we hadn't been together for such a long time.
Yeah.
And it was just like, we're like an old pair of slippers. We just fit in, and everyone does their thing, the banter, and, Breeder here does a bit, getting on stage with the microphone and drawing.
Yeah.
Everything. It was just so warm and embracing. Yeah. So I remember that, but definitely ditto, Caroline, to what you said.
I never wanted it to end. That's the trouble. I have to come home and leave you in the middle. We've got to start our meetings at like 11 o'clock in the morning, people.
We do.
So I can have the whole day with you because an evening's just not long enough.
Yeah.
So true.
Amazing.
So true. Right. Definitely, Caroline, because I similarly remember the night that I'm literally dancing here in my sitting room.
Yeah.
And I'm going, and it was one of the greatest nights of the lockdown and all of that. But to pick out something, it's very difficult because there's so many times. But I specifically like, because I suppose I'm not a rebel, but I'm a bit of a gobshite, let's put it like that. So what I like is, Kevin, when we are going to Sheila's or we're going to Maureen's, so you said to me, where are you going? And I give you, the area, where we're going to meet. And then we go into the shop and we're bringing it. And we'll plait our legs. We might have a little drink beforehand, but we plaited our legs to get to Sheila's or whatever. And I love the evening then that we spent in the house. Actually, I love that. And I love having a great night, but I love where we're sitting down, we're having a chat, we're having a debate, and we're catching up on each other's lives and families. And if there's any way how to support each other, I love those evenings. And then, it's time to leave. Nobody wants to, so somebody might stay. There's always a couch offered or whatever. And then we plait our legs going back home. Or we might swing out a lamppost, who knows? But
it happens.
I like them nights.
Lovely. I see we have a guest trying to join the group. Who could it be? It looks like it's Nancy Regan from Canada.
No. Oh dear. I'm starstruck. Hello, Nancy. How you doing?
I
Oh,
can't
look
believe
at
it.
Oh, look at you.
It is such a just joy to meet you. Oh my gosh. The moment Kevin told me about you, I was like, I want to be a golden girl. I don't care what it takes. I
I'm
don't care
not
what
sure
kind
if
of
you've got the. I'm not
initiation,
sure.
what cost.
You have an application to fill in.
Yes, 10 years
You need
experience.
another Canadian connection.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I wish you could. This is going to be just audio. I wish you could see my face right now. I cannot believe it. I'm so honored. I never, that's a little sneaky, and yet that's crept up on us. What a lovely surprise.
That's a typical Kevin.
It's lovely to meet you. Yeah, great.
Full of surprises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any friend of Kevjet is going to be full of surprises and, full of trouble probably too. I anticipate that's true of all of you.
You've just got 4 more new friends.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We just had the discussion about the Canadian Love Map and how the interest of the Gigi's was sparked. And so here we are on this podcast with the Gigi's, and I thought, you know what, we're going to surprise them with Nancy.
That's
You
lovely.
definitely did that. You definitely.
That is a
Perfect
surprise.
ending. Perfect.
Yeah.
You know, GG's, I have to say, I'm pretty excited because this is like Kevjet is a Canadian Love Map spinoff.
Yeah.
Because I believe
it is. That's so true. Yeah.
And now, I've never had a spinoff before.
Oh, you know what? I think, after this, we're going to put our heads together and think about, do we want a 6th Golden Girl or a 5th?
Ooh.
Hey, I think we
Can you see me jumping up and down?
Yes.
Thank you for letting me parachute into your family.
Lovely to see you. Lovely to meet
Thanks,
you.
Nancy.
Pleasure.
Oh, you guys are wonderful. Aren't you excited about his new podcast?
I'm excited about being the first on the podcast. Excuse me.
Excuse me. You're right. Aren't you excited about actually launching
Yeah,
his new
Indeed.
podcast?
Indeed.
Word, yeah.
Such an honour.
You are the bombs.
Well, do you know what, Kevin? It's an absolute honour to be part of this and to be part of your first ever Kevjet launch. And can't wish you enough luck. Best of luck with it.
Thank you. I can't thank you guys enough for doing this, because I know it's something we've talked about all the time. We've talked about doing our own podcast on our drunken nights with some of our hot topic conversations. But then here I am doing one, and
good for you.
And you guys are my first guests. So I look forward to this episode, and I look forward to sharing it with you and sharing it with everybody who's so curious about who the Golden Girls are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you guys very much.